gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews. This week, we are doing Revelation of the Daleks. Oh boy. This is quite something. This is our first classic Dalek story that we have done. Courtesy of FreezingInferno picking it last time out. And yeah, this is very far removed from what I expected a classic Dalek story to be. But let's get straight to it, and let's introduce my two usual co-hosts. Firstly, to my virtual left, he's a crack addict. You heard me, he's a crack addict. He's addicted to cracking skulls when punks start static. It's FreezingInferno.
What the fuck?
It's a Lift Biscuit lyric.
Oh my god! I thought you were going for like a crack mirror thing.
No.
What?
Oh, she's he's addicted to cracking mirrors, goddammit. Right.
Well, I like keeping the mirrors intact because I like mirrors.
Yes,
man.
and therefore keeping the trope alive, and now I'm mirroring you.
Fuck!
So I think now we can add this episode to the list of reasons why none of us will ever be elected for any sort of politics.
Hey, listen. The mayor of Toronto... Hey, listen. Regarding crack and politics, 2 words. Rob Ford.
Oh.
Point taken.
I actually know who that is, and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
And to my virtual right, she once followed me into a revolving door and came out first. It's Concave Usurper, better known as Cat. I had nothing this week to tie it into the episode. How can you do that?
Good question. Well,
have you seen the episode in question?
I mean...
yes, again, that's kind of the whole point of reviewing an episode.
I tried to think of something related to mortuaries or Daleks. I just couldn't do it. It's like... Oh my god, this episode. You've picked an absolute classic this week, Jerry.
Historical fun. Have I really? Listen, it's the Colin Baker era. As long as we all have fun with it, that's what really matters.
Oh, I have fun.
The Colin Baker era. Well, good.
My eyes were like bugging out of my skull at some point. Going, what the hell am I watching here? But I have fun.
Yeah. So, for reference, this was the last story of season 22, which is Colin Baker's first full season. And also, they knew they were going on hiatus when they transmitted this. So the next thing right after this was the Trial of the Time Lord. But
yeah,
this is the last story. It's also technically the last story written by script editor Eric Sayward, who was script editor during the Peter Davison and Colin Baker years.
Yeah.
Technically, he wrote part of Trial, but we're not going to get into that because we need to save tanking the gas if we ever go back to the Trial.
And here's the interesting thing about Eric's... Is it Sayward? Sayward, yeah. He considered this his best work.
Let me what did he do? He did The Visitation. He did Earthshock, Resurrection of the Daleks, this.
Wait. He thought this was a better piece of work he did than Earthshock?
Well,
that's interesting.
I mean,
I've never seen Earthshock. I have no idea how that compares.
One day we will.
Yeah,
and
And
I'm not picking it because Kat will be mad.
We'll just put a pin in that and save it for another time. But yeah.
Yeah. But
okay. Wait, why would I be mad?
Oh, no reason at all. So going back then to Revelation of the Daleks, we open on this interesting scene, this interesting landscape. The TARDIS lands on a snowy / steamy planet. It's an interesting sort of landscape. So you've got snow, but you've also got steam coming off the ground.
Yeah.
This is the alien world of Necros.
Which, guess what they do on Necros?
No, it's literally Greek for death.
And there's a massive funeral home on this planet. Wow,
yeah.
Who would have thought?
See, the real appeal of Necros is the amazing vacation space that they have. You can go there, you can rest for a while, a long while.
Yeah.
A really long while. But either
We
way.
should also mention the interesting costume design.
I was just about to
Oh,
do that.
that's
So
okay.
Perry comes out.
Yes.
Perry comes out in this fetching blue outfit, complete with beret.
I really like her beret.
Yeah, the outfit itself is
And
quite
then-
restricting,
Mhm.
but I like it. It
Which-
kind of suits her. Then the doctor
Yeah, and
comes out.
apparently, according...
And then the doctor comes out, and he's dressed for pantomime.
I mean, to be fair, this is the Sixth Doctor. He was always dressed for pantomime.
Doctor, if you're looking for the TARDIS, it's behind you.
Yeah, he's got the rainbow coat on, of course, but he also has this blue cloak.
Yeah, and it's the cloak that's like something out of a pantomime. Like,
It's
Honestly,
like,
his cloak looks like he took a bunch of Smurfs and diced them up and then just, like, spilled them all over his coat.
that's
It is
a mental
so
image.
blue.
anyway, they're in
It's
blue
just
because
so blue.
yeah, they're in blue because blue is the official mourning color of Necros, and they've come to pay respects to a colleague of the Doctor's, I guess, a scientist named Arthur Stengos.
Yeah, an old friend of the Doctor's.
Yeah. He's got a lot of those around the...
Blue is the royal colour of mourning, apparently, on this planet, which is, again, a nice little bit of world building.
And also, apparently, on Necros, women aren't allowed to have their legs exposed or something like that. So that's part of the reason why Perry's wearing what she is in this.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting. That sort of like has religious overtones.
Yeah. And also, it really highlights exactly how good the Doctor would have looked in blue if he had gotten to wear his blue outfit that the Big Finish audios use.
Oh god,
Yeah.
the blue suit, yeah.
The blue looks good. Like, put a picture of the blue suit from Big Finish up. I'll get you.
There is a great clip where somebody altered a clip of Colin Baker to be in the blue suit and show it to him, and he loved it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I never got to show Colin Baker my tacky music video, which is probably why he trolled me by wearing a mask of his face from the 80s. But I digress.
We are never going to stop bringing that up.
Apparently
Kat,
not.
I think you had something else to mention about Colin Baker's outfit.
Yes, I did. So, I found out from Frez that apparently the Sixth Doctor liked to change his cat pin every so often. And you said that they were based off his personal cats that he owned?
Well, some of them were. I got that.
Okay.
I got that tidbit from the trial season. The trial season ones were based on cats he owned, but the others are random.
Because I don't think this one was, because it's just a pin of Marie from the Aristocats.
I'm gonna get. Yeah,
It is.
That's amazing.
We'll get you the proof, but I looked into it and I found a site listing all the different.
No,
cat
I don't
badges
need no
from Big
proof.
War.
I believe you.
Well, I mean, for the audience sake, because
I'll go back and check, but that's brilliant.
It is literally like I looked it up. It is literally like I thought Kat was saying. It looked like the cat Marie.
No,
from
it
the
really is one.
It literally is just a pin of that specific cartoon cat.
Yeah, Marie's the daughter, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the white one with
The
the
white
bow.
one with the pink bow, yeah.
Yes. The one who
Okay.
doesn't start fights but finishes them.
Oh yes, ladies don't start fights, but they can finish them.
God damn.
That's great.
So
But it's like I was watching the second episode, and he's talking to Davros at this. Spoilers: there's Davros in this. It's a Dalek episode. What'd you expect? But he's talking to him, and I'm like staring at his pin, thinking, "Why does that look so familiar?" And then it hit me,
Oh my
and it had a giant pink bow on it. And it's like, oh, it's Marie.
That's wonderful that they have that confrontation. He's wearing a Marie pin.
And all I'm thinking is the poor guy who was playing Davros had to sit there and stare at a pin from Disney.
Was this Terry Malloy, Davros?
This was a Terry Malloy death.
Okay, because spoiling a little bit, but he's really good in this.
He is.
Oh yeah.
I love his performance as Davros, and he's even better in Remembrance of the Daleks.
Yes. But
I will teach you the folly of your ways, Doctor.
yeah. Well. Anyway, Perry and the Doctor are hanging out by the TARDIS by a lake, and a hand pops out of the water. A gross zombie hand.
A mummified,
Yikes.
gross zombie hand.
Well, to be fair, Perry throws her breakfast, lunch, whatever. She has a bun in her hand. She throws the rest of it into the water, and then the hand comes out and like snatches it.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, that won't come in later, but then we cut to the actual funeral home on Necros.
Oh, this guy. This guy.
Fucking Jobel?
Jobel, yeah. So,
Jobel.
before we get to him, despite the fact the planet is the Greek word for death, we've got a very interesting ancient Egyptian theme going on here. There's
I wrote in my notes
with the dead body. The background looks quite Egyptian.
Look.
There are like rituals and funerary attendants. It's quite ancient Egyptian. I should know this because, again, ancient history nerd here. But that's a nice little bit of theming.
We had no idea.
And it actually does tie into the whole point of the episode that we'll get to later. But, yeah, Jobel.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes, sarcophagus.
Yeah, I've just written featuring Clive Swift as an effeminate mortician.
Yes, yeah, Clive Swift.
So he was in this, and he was in Voyage of the Damned as Mr. Copper.
Yeah.
And then he in Doctor Who magazine swearing up a storm.
Oh, Jesus, that fucking interview is just the cringiest shit.
Oh, my God. He got up on the wrong side of bed that day, I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
That poor interview.
Anyway, they're all, like, getting ready to look their best because the sarcophagus is for the president's wife, who I guess, I don't know what he's the president of, like the galaxy or some shit.
It's never revealed.
Anyway, big to do, gotta be fancy, all this bullshit. So they're all getting ready to go, and then some staff members just walk by the camera, and they have guns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
like,
much.
Yo, they got guns and shit, but they're actually not staff members. They are people infiltrating Tranquil Repose to uncover the dark secret within.
They're body snatchers, according to everybody else.
Well, they're not, but that's what they're called.
That's why I specifically said, according to everybody else.
I'm sorry I jumped in too soon.
But before we can deal with that, we cut back to the Doctor and Perry, and we get a pretty lovely scene that accomplishes two interesting things. The first is that did y'all know that Perry was a botany major in college?
Yeah, because it's brought up in Mark of the Rani.
Oh, it was. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
She uses her expertise to try and help.
Well, they bring it up again here because the Doctor and Perry, they find these purple flowers, which the Doctor gives the Latin name of, and Perry translates. So these flowers, I forget the specific Latin name for them. I didn't write that part down. But the Doctor mentions that they're similar to soybeans on Earth.
Yeah.
High protein yield.
And there are two of the technicians or staff members inside the mortuary that like putting the flowers on the coffins, the bodies. They just really like the flowers, basically.
They're just using them as decoration. They're nice. They're nice looking purple flowers.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to get this horribly wrong. Herbabaculum vitae.
Thank you.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Which Perry translates as staff of life.
Yeah, that would be about right.
And it's also known as a weed plant. Not that kind of weed.
Did this episode come out on April the 20th by any chance?
I don't think so. No.
Damn. Missed a trick there.
But if you want that, there's the Patrick Troughton story, Fear from the Deep, has sentient seaweed they call the weed, and one of those episodes came out on April the 20th.
Outstanding.
Absolutely outstanding.
No, this came out March 30th.
Oh, we're not too far out then.
Anyway, the Doctor and Perry are investigating these flowers, and all of a sudden, a fucking zombie attacks.
Yeah. So this is a mutant thing, a mutant creature. We get a pretty decent fight between the mutant and the Doctor.
Yeah.
He tries swinging his watch at it to try and hypnotize it into compliance, but the guy's just like, ah! And
that's what sets him off, actually, yes.
They wrestle on the ground a bit. Perry beats him over the head with a stick and knocks him down.
Yeah, and we get a really quite sad bit where the mutant comes to.
Actually, no, we don't. not yet, Rainiac, because
I was trying to avoid talking about this guy. Thanks for that.
No. We had to talk about how the tension in the scene gets undercut, because immediately after Perry beats this zombie who's been strangling the life out of the Doctor, he beats him with a stick and knocks him out. We cut to, say it with me, folks, DJ Gonzo and his Earth Rock tribute band.
A hippie DJ by Alexis Sale.
This guy is... Well, I knew he was in this, but I forgot just how extra
One of the young ones. Do you know the BBC show The Young Ones?
I do not.
Right. It was an 80s comedy with Rick Mayall.
Oh, okay.
Aid Edmondson, Alexis Sale, and Nigel Planer. I can't remember what his name is. But the point is that Sale's in that, and he actually imitates a Dalek in one of those episodes.
Oh, that's cute. Funny considering what happens here, but yeah.
I don't know if that's what got him the role, but I'll also say right now, I'm not exactly Alexis Sale's biggest fan, so this character does not resonate well with me.
What, are you saying you don't like the annoying DJ who pops out of nowhere and decides to destroy us all with his ungodly voice?
And this DJ is omnipotent because he seems to know what's going on. At first I thought he was the narrator of the story.
The narrator? Oh my god.
Then I thought he was like some sort of AI augmented reality thing.
I thought we were doing like Clara inside the Dalek, inside the
absolutely what I thought we were doing, yeah.
Thing.
Oh my god.
Where it turns out he was dead all along or something.
This does have parallels to Dark Water.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, Dark Water's superior in just about every respect, but...
It's like Dark Water, but for Daleks instead of Cyber.
I sound like I'm crapping on this episode. I'm not. I'm just crapping on this particular element of the episode.
Okay, so this guy, we'll explain the deal with him, as far as I can understand, is that the people of Tranquil Repose, some of them are like in suspended animation, waiting for like cures for their deathly diseases and shit.
Yeah.
So to while away the time, they have updates given to them, messages from their family saying, "Oh, I love you. We're working on the cure."
It's not just updates here. So, essentially, pretty much everybody here, as far as I can tell, is in cryogenic storage. And they pay to be able to be stored there until the diseases are cured, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. They can get messages from their family, but they pay extra to have the DJ deliver them.
So, just imagine the existential nightmare.
He's not a free service. People pay to listen to him.
So you're saying this guy is basically premium, Spotify premium for the afterlife?
Yes. Yes.
Imagine you're dying of like space cancer and you get yourself frozen and you're like, I'm gonna pay for this guy, and you're just sitting there like frozen, your consciousness locked away, and all you hear is, "Hey everybody, it's me, the Space DJ Gonzo. I'm gonna be
that
here.
was Queen Bohemian Rhapsody, and coming up next we got Sonny and Chev. I got you, babe."
And he's got like a whole wall of security camera footage. When he sees a Dr. and Perry, he's just like,
yeah. So I thought this guy wasn't real. I thought he was like an artificial intelligence or something.
Oh no,
that's not quite what's going on with the DJ, but that's not revealed until the second episode.
One day the DJ snaps and he starts just playing "It's Not Unusual" like 7 times in a row, but in the middle he slips in one.
Okay, Aaron Hansen.
No, Aaron Hansen. No,
Aaron
John
Hansen.
Mulaney.
That's a reverse of the John Mulaney joke.
Yeah. Where you play 7 What's New Pussycats and then slip one.
Yeah, because I heard the Game Grumps laugh about that. That's what I was talking about there.
John Mulaney's the guy who did it.
It's not from John Mulaney, did they? Okay.
Oh god, this guy, he's just like got a CCTV feed of all this shit, and it just focuses on Dr. Perry. Says, "Hey, we got a maiden in distress out there, and she's a pretty one."
Yeah, he seems to quite like Perry.
Now that you said that, I have some complaints.
Go ahead.
Number 1, What's with all the fat shaming of Perry?
That's
The doctor's like constantly harping on her for her weight, and it's like
I never noticed this, but yeah. The
She's
Doctor
so
and
skinny.
Perry's relationship is not the best, unfortunately, when the Doctor regenerates to Colin Baker.
Yeah, they had that acrimonious twin dilemma.
Oh, God, the
bullshit
strangling.
to work out. Yeah, it's still kind of like just a bit of negging.
It's bad.
It's just so
call
mean.
it for what it is. It's bad.
Yeah, like they clear it by the time they get to the trial, but by then they have like 2 stories left.
Yeah. Whoops.
And in one of them, the Doctor being a dick to Perry is kind of the ambiguous point, but the other one, they actually get on well together. But by then, it's like she's done. So.
I did like that moment in the Two Doctors where she mouthed, "I hate you," at him. That's a lovely little bit.
So that was your first complaint. Did you have more?
Yes.
Kat?
My second complaint is the constant sort of... Essentially, they focus way too much on looks in this episode. Like, so there's this lady who works with... how do you pronounce his name again?
Jobel.
Thank you. There's a lady who works with Jobel. She's like an assistant. She's like that med student intern that follows the main doctor around.
Oh, God.
But she has like this big major crush on him throughout the whole entire episodes. However, he decides to ignore her because she's not quote-unquote traditionally beautiful. When Perry comes in, he's all over Perry. And it's disgusting, honestly.
It really is.
It's just disgusting. It's like they focus so much on how she looks and how she weighs.
Yeah. I hope to God this wasn't like a coded message to Nicola Bryant. That would have been pretty gross.
Season 22 does have the problem of objectifying Perry in a lot of respects. Like it pops up.
Or did they know that she was leaving in season 23 and therefore this was their way of humiliating her at the door?
No, they didn't know that at the time. No.
Okay.
Yeah, because apparently there were talks about this one being the last episode of Doctor Who ever because they were thinking about canceling it here.
Yep.
Well, that goes back to the 1985.
Can you imagine, though, if this had been the last Doctor Who serial before Rose?
Oh, God. I mean, we went out on a good note with Survival.
Yeah, Survival's not bad.
But yeah, there's a lot of negative stuff involving Perry in this one.
I mean, we technically went out with a TV movie and not Survival, which is less good, but...
Well, that's sort of an in-between stopgap thing that never really got off the ground.
Anyway, Kat revealed it earlier, but hi Davros, or should I say, hi Davros' head in a glass jar.
Oh yeah, it's wild because he's saying what you're all thinking, because usually the Dalek stories build up to, oh shit, it's a Dalek. Here it's just, oh, a Dalek's wheeling by. You know it's called Revelation of the Daleks, who gives a shit. And Davros' head is in like a giant glass jar, and he spins around, he's listening to DJ Gonzo. He doesn't have a name, he's just a DJ, so I'm going to dub him DJ Gonzo from now on. And all he says
I'm sure he did have a name, didn't he?
Just the DJ.
No, it's just DJ. Okay.
He just says, I'm the DJ, so...
He wheels around, hearing the DJ say, hey, kids, oh, we got a hop here. And Davros just says, shut the fool up!
And in that moment, we were all Davros.
Yeah.
So bringing the Doctor here to tranquil repose was part of his grand plan all along, to destroy him once and for all. And
I still don't understand the grand plan, but okay.
Yeah, his grand plan's a bit convoluted.
Just a bit.
It's a bit Daleks in Manhattan.
Ugh.
Oh yeah. I can see it. But well, this came first actually. So
yeah.
But after this, we get a scene where the intruders shoot down a guard.
Oh, this poor guy gets lasered in the groin.
Yeah. Ow, my groin!
Well,
and then
he doesn't get lasered in the groin. He gets special effect in the groin.
Like the girl has a laser gun, but the guy just has a straight up fucking machine gun.
Yeah, which he doesn't get to fire because he just shoots him in the groin.
I mean, he fired the machine gun. I'm pretty sure.
These are Natasha and Grigory. Not Gregory, Grigory. And Grigory is basically McCoy from Star Trek. He's not Spock. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Kat. He's McCoy from Star Trek. The reference says, I'm a doctor, not a magician.
Yeah.
Except he has a drinking problem.
He does.
I picked the wrong week.
He does have that. He does have a drinking problem.
I'm sorry. Hang on,
here, then.
Fred. Did you just say that you picked the wrong week to stop?
He did. Blue? Yes.
I was making a reference to Airplane.
She knows what you were making a reference to.
Yeah, but maybe everyone else didn't. Yeah. So from here we cut to the scene you were trying to mention, where the Doctor and Perry talk to the mutant zombie
I'm just going to link them together, but yeah, fine. We'll do it in complete chronological order. Yeah, the mutant is dying. The mutant is dying, and we get a bit of exposition from him, and then a really sad bit where Perry says, "I killed him, and he forgave me. Why did you have to be so nice about it?"
Yeah, that's poignant. But this guy reveals also that he was an experiment done by the Great Healer.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be.
It's Davros.
What happens next is neat. There's a neat shot where it's like you're panning down the floors of Tranquil Repose, and really it's just 3 shots of a corridor, but they reel it down like a film reel.
Yeah, but then we have to ruin that by having the DJ become Elvis.
Oh God, DJ Gonzo's gone full Elvis.
Well, not just Elvis, but later Elvis.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Dead in the toilet, Elvis.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention the assistant to Jobel you mentioned. Her name's Tassim Beaker. She has I wrote down this line because the delivery was great, where they're trying to find the people who broke in, and she just yells, "Find the intruders!" Just that weird delivery.
There's a few characters in this that do bring this down quite a bit.
Well, you say weird. Davros, however, would think something different because he is intrigued by her.
Yeah, thankfully there are a couple of characters that bring it back up, but yeah, definitely a mixed bag of characters in this. Well, the DJ is one. You can probably guess the other 2.
Probably. Yeah, this scene with the DJ I want to mention, he's talking to a specific guy who, his wife is looking for the cure, and then he just drops his act and just talks in his usual accent and just says, "I don't know what your wife's on about, mate. She found the cure 40 years ago. I wonder what she's spending the money on."
Well, he's not Australian, but apart from that...
No, he's not Australian. He's Liverpoolian, I think.
Alex sells a scale, so yes, he's from Liverpool.
Okay.
By the way, it's a little weird because there's all these dead, or quote-unquote dead bodies who are in cryogenic storage, and they're just left there for no reason.
Also, yeah, you're right, Kat. Davros is indeed the Great Healer, but the more interesting thing is who he's working with.
Oh, yeah.
Enter guest star Eleanor Bron, who previously had a Blinking You'll Miss It cameo in City of Death.
Yeah, she was there with John Cleese.
She was there with John Cleese. He didn't come back to the show, she did.
Yeah. But, she's a business lady, and Davros has a arrangement with her.
Yeah,
and
Kara.
He needs money.
Her name is Kara.
Yeah.
She's got this slightly effeminate assistant named Vogel.
Right.
And she knows exactly who he is, because at one point she says the name Davros and says, "Please do not use my name on an open channel like that."
Yeah, and it's weird because Davros is playing nice with her. He's like, as soon as he snaps at her, he immediately goes back and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's been a trying day." And then they start talking business. It's like he's genuinely trying to be nice.
Yeah, he's trying to be charming. It makes it creepy as hell when you know who it is.
Yeah.
And she and her assistant are falling over themselves to fawn over him, and it's just such a weird scene.
Well, they're both Davros and Kara are basically play acting here, as we'll find out.
Yeah,
but
the good old double cross.
Davros needs funding from Kara, whatever they may be. But yeah, let's see. What else can we mention here? Oh, we can talk about a scene that reinforces what Kat was talking about with Perry. The scene with the Doctor and Perry vault over the wall.
Before we do that, we do need to mention that apparently Davros gave Kara a protein that is easy to manufacture, and they can use that in order to help decrease famine across the entire galaxy.
Yeah, that's a
thing. That'll come in.
Oh, will it ever?
Yeah, we just need to make sure to mention that because it will be important later. Just remember, Davros is supplying the protein.
Right. There's a lot, like I said before we recorded, there's a lot of moving parts in this story.
Yeah.
It's very dense. Maybe that's why Eric Say was proud of it, because there's a lot going on.
It is quite ambitious. I will give him that much.
Yeah. There's a lot to take in, but the Doctor and Perry are climbing this wall, and Perry does get a good one where the Doctor tries to fat shame her again. She basically just says, "Watch it, Porky!" I thought that
and then you hear a crunch.
Yeah, she stepped on his pocket watch, which doesn't really come in to anything. It's just something for Perry to be sorry about.
Maybe that was going to come in a future story that they had planned, and then it never happened.
Or in the first draft, I don't know. But
or in the first draft, yeah, it's possible. But then
anyway,
we go from fat jokes to really dark stuff. So
the
two intruders,
ready for some body horror.
The two intruders have fought their way into this chamber.
They're in the catacombs of.
Yeah, they're looking for Stengos,
who is revealed to be Natasha's father.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then this decaying head with what looks like a slice of cucumber in its teeth.
Well, hang on.
Well,
you're missing something. So they do actually find the pod that he's supposed to be in, and they see the body bag that's in there, and Grigory is just like, there, see? He's right there. Natasha tells him to open it. They do, and they find out there's no body in there. It's just full of stuffing.
Yep.
Meaning that, for some reason, her father's no longer there.
They go deeper into the catacombs, and they find Daleks, along with human guards, reeling away a body under a tarp.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then they walk into a room lit up in red, and it's like a lab. There's human brains in jars, just like for medical experiment shit. And then they find the bullshit, the body horror jamboree.
What's that?
Which Rainiac? I think you were describing it quite well.
Yeah. What's that in the lab? A head? No, it's what's that in the lab? A head.
So there's a goddamn transparent glass Dalek that materializes on this transmat platform.
That's not for a while.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought
it was already there. This one was already there.
Yeah, this is the head. This is this decaying, rotting, horrible, mutating head of Stengos.
And
with a piece of cucumber stuck in his teeth for some reason.
Yeah, they so the scheme that is going on here is they're turning dead people into fucking Daleks.
So you know how they were turning...
and Daleks in Manhattan.
So it's basically the Dark Water, but with the Daleks replacing the Cybermen.
Yeah.
With a little bit of Daleks in Manhattan too.
A little bit of Daleks in Manhattan, but they're taking the dead and turning them into Daleks.
Arthur Stengos does not say that he is a human Dalek.
Thank God.
Well, no, but they're still technically alive. They're just in cryogenic storage.
He is not your future, thank goodness.
Yeah. But God, this is a fucked up. Eric Sayward and the Colin Baker, and Peter Davison used to know, they have a tendency to go a little darker and harder edge.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Eric Sayward definitely likes that sort of direction. I mean, I could cite Earthshock and Resurrection of the Daleks again as examples of this, but yeah, you've got the father of this girl who's half a head that's half Dalek in a Dalek casing, and he's fucking begging her to mercy kill him before he turns into a Dalek.
He's consecutively, giving off usual Dalek stuff like "we will crush the universe," and then he's begging her to kill him.
And I gotta say, I admire Eric Sayward's approach to dissonance in a way, where he's pairing this with absolute gonzo dumb shit like the DJ. I can admire that.
I just wish the gonzo dumb crap was, a little better than the DJ, but I don't mind the actual dissonance.
Yeah. Anyway, she actually does mercy kill him. She shoots the thing, and
he melts into goo.
And unfortunately, they get captured right after that.
Yeah.
By Takis and Lilt.
Who are more. Yeah. But meanwhile, back with Kara, they're plotting some shit of their own.
And it's here that we meet our two best guest characters.
Oh, these guys are great.
Yeah, I like these guys.
Well, does that happen in this episode?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it happens before they find the
it's the last 10 minutes before the cliffhanger. Yeah. So, Kara and Vogel are plotting to get rid of the Great Healer / Davros. And they've hired an assassin to do the deed.
Enter Orsini.
Orsini and Bostock. These guys are great.
Yes.
They're cool. They're kind of... I'm going to say, if Grigory is Dr. McCoy, Orsini's kind of like Worf.
Kind of, yeah. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, but I know enough about to know that you're right.
Yeah, he's all about the honor and glory of killing someone like Davros.
Yeah. It's a very interesting take on knights, science fiction take on the concept of knights. He's not in armour, he hasn't got a sword. In fact, he has a bit where he riffs on swords.
Mm-hmm.
But the chivalry thing, the honour thing, the fact that they belong to the the Knights of Oberon? Yeah. Which is a great name. And then you got Bostock, who is Orsini's squire, and they could have played this guy like he was a comedy character completely.
I was so afraid they would do that with him. Like, he would be just the egomaniac, and then it's Bostock who does everything.
No, he's a good accompaniment to Orsini. He has terrible personal hygiene, but really good instincts. And Orsini doesn't like killing, and Assassin doesn't like killing. That's interesting.
So Kara basically tells him where to go, what to do, and she gives him this transmitter to let them know when they've breached Davros' defenses. So they can transmit stuff.
I'm sure that will be of no importance whatsoever.
So once they transmit the full sequence, they'll know the job is done, and then they can send in their guards to get rid of the remaining Daleks and people with Davros.
I'm sure that transmitter will have no part to play in the second episode whatsoever.
Meanwhile, we're near the end of the second episode, and it's just now that the Doctor and Perry are arriving at Tranquil Repose.
Yeah, the Doctor is barely in the first part.
It's interesting, they're really showing all the parts that Eric Sayward has crafted, just so you know how they all move, right? So that when the Doctor gets here, they can all go to hell.
Yeah. I
There's a great line.
They spend most of it to set up the story and the plot and the various bits of the world. That's good. And then of course, the Doctor arrives on the scene and is immediately crushed by a statue.
Oh, yeah. Well, before that, let's just talk about the fact that Perry says something about the name Tranquil Repose or the way something looks. And the Doctor mentions that he says, bad taste.
Yeah.
Which just made me laugh.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they go down to Tranquil Repose, and the Dalek flicks by the camera, and Perry kind of catches a glimpse of it. She's like, Doctor, holy shit, there was like a machine here. And that's when they spot the Doctor's grave.
Yeah, we're doing the name of the Doctor again.
Which is very name of the Doctor / Angels Take Manhattan.
Fun fact, Trenzler is an anagram of Tranquil Repose.
it really is like exactly the same thing. The doctor's like, "Oh no, Perry, I've died in the future, and now that I've seen my headstone, it's an immutable fact. Oh God, we're fucked."
Oh no.
Yeah, it has no bearing whatsoever on part 2, but it's an interesting little thing that they do here. Maybe they were planning to revisit it in series 23, season 23.
I don't think so. I think it was just something to needle the doctor on. Anyway, the cliffhanger of episode 1 is that Tombstone falls on top of the doctor.
And can we just talk about this tomb? Well, it's not really a tombstone. It's just a statue to remember him by.
It's a statue,
but
yeah. It's a monument.
Can we just talk about the fact that the entire time they're talking in front of it, the thing is waving around because it's a styrofoam
It's
thing?
bending, yeah.
It was a super windy day that day, apparently.
They're not even trying. It's classic Who, wobbly sets.
I'm glad you brought that up and not me, but yes, the prop is bending in the wind.
Anyway, we kick into part 2, and season 22 did the thing where they had 45-minute episodes of 2 parts instead of 25-minute 4 parts. So we're basically halfway.
It is interesting how part 1 just does all the setting up, and then part 2 just goes hard.
Yeah.
Like really hard.
Yeah. So Jobel shows up to comfort Perry and also be a sleazeball.
Oh God, he's not just effeminate, he's creepy as hell.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, the doctor's surely dead. I can't lift that. My back could go out." But the doctor's fine. And they talk with Jobel. They clearly don't like each other. And Jobel gets this amazing line where he's just like, "Well, of course you survived that stone. It would take a mountain to crush an ego like yours."
Great line, still don't like the character.
Exactly.
Can we just talk about how that entire cliffhanger is completely unnecessary?
It really is. I mean, it's Doctor
so weird.
He's crushed by the statue, and the resolution is, the statue wasn't made out of stone, so I lived.
It's not even just that. It's the fact that when he gets up, there's blood on his chest, apparently. And the doctor specifically says,
it's
not
that's
my
just
blood.
Put there to frighten him. Or something.
So, to put a long story short, Davros put this here because it was commissioned by the Great Healer.
Yeah, he will reveal this literally half an hour later.
Davros literally put it there just to mess with him.
It's a lure.
It's a troll.
It's a troll, but it's a lure as well. It's to lure him in.
Which, they go in and they have a talk with Tess and Baker, the assistant, about, They just talk about the stuff and they mention the DJ. And this is the first glimpse Perry has of the DJ. She's like, it's like a DJ on Earth. It's funny.
She's attracted to the fact he has an American accent.
But yeah. He's a cowboy, by the
Unfortunately, the American accent is not real, but...
Well, to be fair, neither is Nicola Bryant's.
Yeah, that's what makes it so funny.
Yeah.
You've got 2 Brits faking American accents, but one character is American and one isn't.
Yeah. And for those who are listening at home, imagine an entire 45-minute episode where this DJ randomly pops up and you have no idea what he's there for. And then, within the first couple of minutes of episode 2, you finally get an explanation.
Yeah, I did believe this guy was a projection and not a real person because of all the goofy stuff he was doing in part 1. But no, it's a real DJ.
It's
a real person.
Dude. Yeah.
And it's so weird that it's only in episode 2 that we finally get that explanation.
Yeah. So, anyway, Orsini is making his way to the base, the Tranquil Repose, and he spots a Dalek. He promptly lights that son of a bitch on fire with a machine gun.
He obliterates this thing with bullets. Bastic
bullets.
Damn.
Don't fuck around with Orsini.
Now, I believe Bastic bullets are brought up again in the modern era.
You believe what was brought up?
Bastic bullets.
Maybe? I don't know.
Because that's what he uses to destroy the Dalek.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing about him blowing up the Dalek is that Davros is alerted to the fact, holy shit, someone's up there blowing up Daleks. And he immediately suspects Kara.
Yeah.
So he does this brilliant little ploy where he gets on the communicator with her to talk about stuff. And he's like, "Oh, someone blew up a Dalek here. We've got intruders." "Oh, I don't know anything about that." Oh, but still, I wouldn't want my business partner to be in trouble, so I'll just send you some Daleks for protection.
So he's figured out that this is an assassin out to kill him. He's like, well, they could be you. Yeah, they could be after you as well, my business partner. So I'm just going to send some protection. And that protection is a death machine.
Of course, you know.
It's like as soon as someone says, "Hey, I'm going to send some Daleks to guard you," you immediately know you're in deep.
Yeah.
So Perry and the Doctor split up at this point. The Doctor is going to go see the Great Healer, while Perry wants to hang out with the DJ. So Jobel's going to lead Perry to the DJ, which she protests, but the Doctor's like, don't worry, you'll be safer with him than me.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's true up to a point.
Which is true, because the Doctor doesn't get 5 steps away before Daleks capture him.
Yeah. Takis, Lilt, and Tassenbecker, and some Daleks.
Yeah.
All capture him.
So, he gets caught. And Jobel takes Perry to the DJ. He tries hitting on her more. Perry's not fucking having it whatsoever.
Yeah, she just wants to talk to this DJ alone.
I wrote, Jesus Christ, Jobel, you simp.
Oh, no.
He said it, not me, so it's allowed.
Yeah. But, Perry and the DJ meet, and we find out that the DJ, she reveals that she's from Earth, and he's excited about that. Oh, wow! States of America? On the planet Earth? Holy shit. Because his great-grandfather had music, rock and roll tapes from Earth on a visit that he made. So the DJ's basically like, oh, Earth music, that's pretty neat shit. I like Elvis. What the hell? Which is it kind of reminds me of Delta and the Bannermen in a way, you know?
Yeah.
The tour group is like really super nostalgic for 50s Earth culture. So the DJ's kind of the same way.
Can I just say, after Jobel and his preying on poor Perry, it is so nice to meet a male character who's actually nice to her.
Yeah.
He's nice to her. I still don't like the character, but he's not a creep like Jobel.
He's a goofy shy boy. I love him.
He's better than Jobel in that regard.
His DJ personality isn't great because it's annoying, but his normal personality is.
Speaking of Jobel, Davros has had enough of this dude, so he's trying to manipulate Tassenbeker to the dark side.
And in that moment, we were all Davros.
Yeah. He's trying to manipulate her to get rid of Jobel because he sucks and he's outlived his
Not that Tassenbecker is much better, but...
But, Davros, he's a master manipulator. He knows now.
Oh, he is, and I love this manipulation stuff that he's doing with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, Jobel is not loyal to me, and he's plotting to have me killed, and I offered him immortality, and he turned it down, but you can have it if you pledge yourself to me, and I will make you into a Dalek. And then the thing that gets her to comply is he shows some footage of him with another one of the female technicians with his arm around her.
Yep.
So it's obvious he doesn't love Tassenbecker, not that he ever did. And that's enough to convince her to go ahead and perform the dastardly deed.
Which,
it happens a bit later on, yeah. But she goes off to go and deal with Jobel, or possibly warn him. You're not quite sure yet. So, while that's going on, we get a reveal.
Before we do that, can I say 2 really great things about Davros in this?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, first one is, I like the fact that he doesn't lie to her. He specifically just states outright he's going to turn her into a Dalek. And I like that. There's no beating around the bush. There's no, but you tricked me sort of thing.
Yeah, that's the best kind of manipulation. Just telling the truth.
I'm going to turn you into a Dalek. You want to be a Dalek. 2, kudos to his actor, because the acting of the head in the box spins around so fast, and all I can think about is how in the world they accomplished that with what's basically a dude inside of a computer box. Yeah. And just his acting is fantastic.
I don't know which is the better Davros, Terry Malloy or Julian Bleach. They're both pretty damn good.
Yes. They're both great, yeah. But what else do I... Okay, the Kara plot briefly runs out here as we get two reveals. The first being that the transmitter they gave to Orsini is actually a bomb, and they were going to double cross Orsini the entire time, so long as they could get Davros. The second being that the Daleks come in and zippy-zappy the shit out of Vogel.
And his death is so over the top.
Yeah, he's
It's hilariously over the top. This guy cannot believe he's just been shot.
He's just like, ah! And he takes the time to look at Kara, like, really sadly, like, oh no, I've been exterminated! And then he flaps down.
Like, we're not exaggerating, that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
Why did they do this? Money. Because they wanted to keep the money that
It's supposed to
Davros
be instant death. In the narrative, it's supposed to kill you instantly, extermination. It's supposed to kill you pretty damn quick. Not give you time to just stare at the person you like and go, oh no, I've been shot, and then fall over and die.
It's also kind of funny that this is like the last time they use the negative effect, I think, because after this, next one's Remembrance of the Daleks, and they do the one you're used to in the modern series, the X-ray.
Yeah.
But they do like negative outline around people.
It works. It works here.
But
well, I think we could say that the Daleks, these are Davros' Daleks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had their guns set from exterminate to dramatic death.
Okay, I'll buy that as an explanation just to move on from it. But
so I think now we can talk about Tess and Beaker and Hobel.
yeah, let's get to that whole scene in full. So she goes to warn him.
It's either warn him or give him one last chance to like.
She says that his life's in danger, so she gets him away from all the other technicians.
Mm-hmm.
They have this exchange of dialogue. She's like, "You're in danger. The Great Healer knows you are plotting to have him overthrown. He wants to kill you. He sent me to do it. You know, prove that you're loyal and you'll get to live." He just doesn't believe her. Then she lets slip that she's seen him in the arms of other women. He says, so that's it then, you're jealous of it. This is a really bad idea to tell someone who's already quite emotionally wrecked.
Yeah.
Because it is the final straw. She gets a syringe.
Which we assume is full of embalming fluid.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what she is full of, but she gets a syringe and she stabs him in the chest.
She stabs the man through the fucking heart with it.
This
Holy
is
shit.
tea time showing.
I do love his death scene where he's just slumps down and his shitty toupee falls off his head as he dies.
Apparently that was the idea of either Clive Swift himself or a producer.
Either way, good.
It works.
And well, poor Tess and Beaker. Oh, she's killed the man she loved. But at least she'll become a Dalek. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
The Exterminator.
Immediately.
Yeah.
This is so efficient by Davros. It's like a 1-2 punch combination. So he gets rid of Joe Bell, and then Tess Becker is immediately exterminated.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a really scene again that shouldn't be funny, but I found this to be really amusing. So we go back to our two best characters, Orsini and Bostock. They've broken into the compound at this point, and they're looking for scapegoats. They find some prisoners.
Natasha Grigory
and the Doctor. We should point out at this point that throughout the story, Lilt has been torturing Grigory by getting him drunk.
Yeah, it's weird.
This is a weird way to torture someone.
But okay.
If he wants information, why the hell would you get him drunk where he either couldn't give you the information or it's not necessarily reliable?
I don't know.
Well,
lipstick ships.
Yeah, I would say that getting him drunk would be a good idea if he was able to articulate things. But he kind of like goes into this state of, I can't do anything.
Yeah, which is not unreasonable because the guy is drunk.
Yeah. So, what did you say his name? Lilt is the guy's name?
Yeah, Lilt's the one that's force-feeding him the alcohol.
Lilt wanted to get him on a level of Eat My Salad Halloween, but instead he went full Mr. Leahy.
Oh my god.
Eat My Salad Halloween is still the best line ever.
Still the best bit character in Doctor Who
I
history.
don't know if Mr. Leahy went over your heads or not.
I heard it.
I don't know if you know who that is.
No, let's just move on.
No.
Okay, well, It was a funny joke to me. Anyway, so Orsini, the Doctor has broken out of his shell.
This is the best bit. So they want some scapegoats, and they say, right, for these prisoners, they can be our scapegoats. And as Orsini comes in, or as Bostock comes in, the Doctor attacks them. Orsini just, disables him, overpowers him, and then just goes to Bostock, release him.
And even the Doctor, when he gets up, is like, only I'd be dumbass enough to attack a Knight of Oberon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, again, that's funny that it probably should have been, but I just love the disconnect between attacking him and release him.
Yeah.
William Gaunt is great at this.
I love the line it has where the Doctor's just like, may I ask what you're doing here? Oh, you can ask, yes. But you'd be a fool to expect an answer.
Yeah. He's really well written.
I love them so much. I wish that they had a series for like Big Finish or something.
I was going to say, coming to the Big Finish or City of Bostock, the further adventures.
But yeah, they basically let 3 of them go, and they're just like, we're going to we'll shoot you.
Yeah.
So it's the Doctor, Natasha, and Grigory out from, and Perry meanwhile is with the DJ, wondering where the Doctor is. So the DJ pulls up his security feed and he finds him, and Perry wants to send a message. So the Doctor's running around these catacombs. And hey, Doctor, it's the DJ with a special message for you.
Oh my God!
And then Perry comes on. I was like warning him.
This immediately gets in the ire of Davros.
It's just,
and he gets a great line here. He says, "What is it? It's find the girl and shut that prattling DJ up."
Yeah, God.
When was this filmed again? The 80s?
85, 84. Yeah.
There's just something great about the word prattling.
Yeah.
To describe someone that talks too much.
It's kind of funny, but even back then, I don't think that any radio DJs actually talked like that. At least not for that long, just because it would get on everybody's nerves.
It's true. Like you could, like a real show would be like, you'd like get 1 hour of it, and the producer would probably kind of be like, "Don't do that fucking shit."
Don't.
Yeah.
Because all the radio DJs that I've heard have spoken normally, but again, I was born in '89.
So we've got this sort of ragtime band of different groups. So we've got the Doctor goes off to do something on his own. He sends Natasha and the drunk Grigory to.
I think he's sobering up by this point. To
the laboratory to destroy the Daleks. They don't quite explain how they're going to do this, but that's what he says them to do.
And Orsini and Bostock are making their way to Davros. And
yep. And you've also got Perry and the DJ about to be attacked by Daleks.
So we should deal with Orsini first. That's
yeah.
Stuff here. But this is there's a lot to talk about in this scene.
So he actually kills his target. He kills Davros.
Yeah.
But it's a fake.
It was a fake.
Ooh.
And the real Davros just swans in his wheelchair. He's still got a body. Brilliant fake out. I honestly thought he was the head in a jar.
Yeah, they shoot Orsini's leg off because Orsini has an artificial leg.
Yeah, we forgot to mention this. When he's first introduced by Kara, he has this bit where he says, like, I've got a metal leg here, and he's like, when I sit down, it seizes up.
And the hydraulics are bad.
Yeah, the hydraulics are bad. She says, well, wouldn't you? We could get you a replacement that works best. Is no. I keep it as a reminder of failure.
Well, he's not keeping it now because it gets blown the fuck off.
Is it the metal leg that gets blown off, or his actual leg?
No, the
metal leg.
Yeah. Bostock is shot in the arm.
Yeah.
We get a strange production error where his arm sort of glows. But it's not negative. It just sort of glows. And also, I thought that if you got shot by a Dalek, that was it. But I suppose it has to be a heart shot or a vital area shot.
Or they have stun settings. I don't know.
And then Davros is like over Orsini, hovering in his Dalek chair, shooting force lightning at the guy.
Yes. This was after Return of the Jedi, right?
It was.
It had to absolutely be influenced by that. It had to.
We've got full Star Trek and Star Wars.
Right.
This is totally now, young Skywalker, you will die. It just has to be.
Speaking of dying, Natasha and Gregory are in the lab, and this is the scene on top, but where the glass Dalek transmats in. But it's not.
Yes.
It doesn't have like a dude's head in it. It's like a full ass prototype Dalek. I love the effects. It's basically just a transition. It's cute.
Yeah, I do like the glass Dalek. Christina was tweeting about this episode when we revealed this was our next time, last time out.
Oh yeah, they tweeted.
It's her favourite.
Oh hey, we're doing the one with the glass Dalek. So there you go, Christina.
Does the glass Dalek show up again, or is this is one and only appearance?
I don't think it does.
Shame.
Maybe it was one of the Daleks, like in the background is a pixel in Asylum. Because
it looks really. I don't remember. I think I remember that one standing out, but it's a shame because it looks really good.
It does.
Anyway, it manifests into a full white Dalek. It shoots dead Natasha and Gregory, so see you bye, and then blows up.
Rip.
Yep.
Damn.
Why does it blow up?
Efficient, huh?
It's more unstable than the usual Daleks.
I guess. Again, it's not really covered. While this is all going on, we get a really goofy concept here with the DJ.
Oh, this is full. I fucking love this, unironically.
I love this too.
The rock and roll gun, baby.
A fucking rock and roll laser. Like,
It's a Sentinel laser weapon, but it's called the rock and roll gun. He's going to use it to defend himself against the Daleks.
And, works for a bit.
He actually destroys 2 or 3
it's
Daleks.
Even better than that. It's honestly even better than that. It's not a laser gun. It's a sonar weapon. So he is literally using rock and roll.
Yeah, he's using the power of music to destroy the Daleks.
I am here for this shit.
He does say that he's sort of describing the pun. He goes, "It kills." Surely "it slays" would have been a better pun.
That would have been something, yeah. But yeah, he blows up Daleks with the power of rock and roll.
Or even "it rocks."
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite simple, but it would work. But yeah, he blows up a couple of Daleks, then the 4 steps away from his weapon and gets shot.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Why did he step away from his weapon? Whatever, he's dead now.
Goodbye, Dr. Gonzo. We salute you.
Well, I don't.
I do.
I do. I give him a half salute. He was half annoying, half great.
Meanwhile, back down.
Everyone else loves the DJ. I don't. Everyone who matters loves the DJ.
So back at the catacombs, Davros has Orsini captured, and he has Kara brought down to expose their deception. And he gives Orsini his transmitter back and says, "Do what she told you to do with the thing." Which he presses the buttons, and Kara's just like, "Oh no, it's a bomb! It's a bomb! It's a bomb!"
Yeah.
And then Orsini, the cold-hearted motherfucker, Kara goes to take the thing back from him, and he stabs her!
It's even better than that. She says, "You fool, you realise we're both going to die now." He goes, "You first, stab."
Jesus fuck!
Or you before me. He's got like this extendable blade hidden in his arm.
This story goes hard, man.
Yeah, you go from the sort of the light-hearted, casual goofiness of part 1 to all-out bloodbath in part 2.
Finish.
That's Eric's
Please, big finish. We want more of this big finish, please. Please give us more of him. Please.
I mean, isn't William Gaunt dead now?
Is he?
But they have recast characters before.
Anyway, it's here that we get the Doctor and is captured as well and brought to Davros, and we get to find out his grand plan.
Yeah, and it turns out the statue did have a purpose. It was just a trap.
Yeah.
Not to kill him, to lure him in.
Yeah. But Davros' plan is, it's two-pronged. Using it, and it involves the dead people. Well, I guess not dead, but cryogenically frozen people of Tranquil. So, the very wealthy and powerful, the upper 1%, upper class, whatever you want to call them, Davros' plan is to just turn them into Daleks, like he was doing with Arthur Stengos. But for the lower class people, all the others that are down there, He's
Can I do this?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go.
So I have just merely one thing to say about this.
Okay.
Soylent Green is people!
Yeah, it's just ripping off Soylent Green. Also, William Grunt's alive.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
I don't know if he's retired now, but he's alive, and he has apparently appeared in Big Finish before. Not as Orsini.
Hint.
Got me excited.
Hint, Big Finish.
As a different
I'm
character
poking you,
in
Big
Dalek
Finish.
Empire 3.
Okay. But, yeah, the lower class people, Davros is turning them into that high-protein shit that Kara was helping him manufacture to solve famine in the
accidental
galaxy.
cannibalism.
Yeah.
And there's
Slightly
an
on
amazing
purpose.
line. There's an amazing line where the doctor's just like, "So, were you ever going to tell these people that they might be eating their relatives?" And Davros replies, "No, that would create what I." Hang on, I gotta get the quote right. That would create what I believe is termed consumer resistance.
Was that due to capitalism that they put in the script?
Yes!
Yes.
Davros is basically a capitalist in the story.
Yeah, but guys,
He is evil.
Doctor Who was not political until Jodie Whittaker.
Laughs and vengeance on Varos.
Yeah. Laughs in just about
laughs in
everything.
so many
Laughs in the Sunmaker. In the Sun.
Fucking Sunmakers.
The Sunmakers. The Sunmakers.
Yeah, the Sunmakers, the taxes one, is the one you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, that's absolutely fucking ghoulish. He's turning dead people into bodies into food to make a fucking profit, to make more Daleks. Holy fuck!
And while this taunting is going on, it turns out Bostock's not actually dead. He was just shot in the arm. He gets a gun and he blows Davros' hand off.
He blows his fucking hand off.
So he
That's
has
so metal.
In later appearances, Davros has a metal or a robotic hand.
Oh my god!
And this is why.
Oh shit! He does have a robot hand in Journey's End, doesn't he?
Yeah, in Journey's End he has a robotic hand.
That's
continuity.
Wow.
This is why.
I didn't think.
Wow.
Of that. Holy shit!
They finally cared about continuity.
I can't remember if he has one in Remembrance because you don't really see his body in Remembrance, just his head.
He's just a head and an Emperor Dalek.
Yeah.
So I do have one question. His other arm, is he unable to use it or something?
I don't recall.
I don't either.
Because he uses his right arm in order to try to push the button. It gets blown off. But his left arm's just sitting there, doing nothing.
Probably just a shock of having your hand blown off.
Or it could be, like Kat said, that he's whatever degenerative sort of disease keeps him in his wheelchair and then all that shit fucked with his other arm. Who knows?
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
Anyway, a ship lands on Tranquil Repose, but they were expecting the president, but it's not the president.
It's Daleks.
Dalek. There are more Daleks. They're black Daleks this time, to contrast with the white Daleks that Davros uses.
Yeah.
And they want to see Davros immediately. Lil and Takis take him down to the chamber, and this is a Dalek civil war between different factions.
Yep. You have the Imperial Daleks who really like the white and gold instead of the black and blue. And then you have, of course, the Renegade Daleks who really like the Styx band and they wish the DJ had played him.
Yeah. The ideological conflict pops up in the next Dalek story.
Is this the first time that we've had a Daleks fighting Daleks?
Maybe in Resurrection.
Yeah, okay.
But that was also a Sayward invention.
Because this really surprised me.
Yeah. Anyway, the Black Daleks are here to arrest Davros and take the other Daleks back to Skaro for reconditioning or whatever. And we get a full-on Dalek civil war. But it's funny, they don't... Davros tries to sell it. The Doctor's like, this is the Doctor. He's our greatest adversary. Fucking... And they're like, we don't know who this bitch is. This doesn't look like the Doctor.
Yeah, visual records do not match. He said he's regenerated.
This is quite obviously a clown. Why do you call him the good Doctor?
There's a here or later, there's a great bit where Colin Baker says goodbye to Davros. He holds out his hand to shake Davros' hand. Back when he realizes that Davros' hand is a fucking bloody stump.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if it's like an accidental oops out of reflex, or if he's straight up trolling Davros.
He ad-libs the line.
Yes.
There's no arm in it.
Oh my god!
I read that was an ad-lib by Colin Baker, and it's brilliant.
I love Colin Baker. He gets so shafted in his series.
He did. But
So this is the climax of the story. The Black Daleks take Davros off, but we want to get rid of these Daleks and Davros. So Orsini does some shit with his transmitter. That was a bomb given to him by Kara, and he's going to blow himself up and die an honorable death to take Davros.
But they have to get rid of the grey Dalek standing guard outside the lab.
Which they
take a grenade. They take a grenade from Bostock's dead body. He got exterminated, unfortunately.
Rip.
Yeah.
Which Orsini really doesn't take very well because he was his loyal squire, and knight's code, knight's honor. They use the grenade to blow the Dalek up, but it's Perry that gets the kill.
God damn.
So Orsini blinds the Dalek with some gunfire to the eye stalk.
Mm-hmm.
And while it's flailing around with no eyesight, Perry just runs up to it, puts a grenade on it, and it blows the hell up.
God damn.
Yeah, nice going, Nicola Bryant.
So metal.
Right, but, unfortunately, Davros gets away, but Orsini does blow shit sky high and ruin any other.
Yes, he gets to go out bravely and with honor.
So Perry, Lils, and Takis do their best Super Metroid impression in base as it explodes and shit. The Doctor barely makes it out in time, and they do mention that the purple flowers produce protein, so now that Tranquil Pros is all fucked up...
Oh god, I hate you. This totally is a Super Metroid escape sequence, isn't it?
Yeah!
Damn it!
It's just missing the little countdown clock in the corner.
It's just missing Ridley's theme.
Oh my god. So they mentioned the purple flowers again, the herbiculum vitae, and how they can make protein. And hey, you can fill the void of providing food to the galaxy with those things.
Two of the things I want to mention before we get to the end, because the end is quite interesting.
Oh yeah.
For behind the scenes reasons, but Takis and Lilt, there's a whole subplot where they're like, something's going on with the Great Healer. It's time we do something about him. And that's the Daleks that they call in. Also, the President is coming to Necros, but Perry manages to get him to fly back.
Yeah.
She sends a signal to warn him about what's going on, or don't land here, and he turns away.
Yep.
So when the Daleks land, you think, oh, the President's arrived after all. But no, the fake out is, it's more Daleks.
Surprise!
And I don't know how the 80s audience would have felt about that. If this had been a modern era story, we'd probably all just go like, oh, not the Daleks again.
Well, let's be fair. If the president had landed on Necros, then we would have to find out exactly what he's president of.
Yeah.
And I don't think they thought that far ahead.
Probably.
Remind me, Fresno, was this Davros' first appearance since Genesis?
No. He had two after that.
Right. So he did, yes. Is he in Resurrection?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's two after that, you're right. But yeah, the ending then, Perry wants a holiday. And so the death thing ends with, look, oh, all right, I'll take you to, and it cuts out.
Do you know what he was supposed to say?
I do. I guess there's knowing what was coming next. He was about to say, I'll take you to Blackpool.
Don't you just hate Michael Grade for ruining that for?
Yeah, that would have been an amazing moment, but
unfortunately, I don't know if I feel the same way because the story
I know, because
leading to we'll say it. The story was supposed to lead
the Nightmare
Fair. Obscure '60s villain, the Toymaker, who So we dodged the bullet there.
Do we have any confirmation he would have been dressed as a Chinaman again, or?
I don't fucking know, but I don't trust these people.
Thankfully, the Nightmare Fair was not lost forever because it was made into a Target novelization and then into a Big Finish audio.
Which it's not the greatest thing in the
No,
world.
I think I've got it lying around somewhere. I'll give it a listen sometime. I think I got it in a
I
free
listened
giveaway.
I listened to it on the way to a trip. I didn't like it that much.
I think I got it in one of their lockdown giveaways, but
I got it from a humble for what it's worth. But yeah, that's the thing they tried to do. But then the hiatus rethink their plans, and they came up with the trial season.
So they cut off the word Blackpool, and then
they just cut off the word Blackpool, and it's just like, I'll take you to where could it be?
And apparently that footage doesn't exist anymore.
Huh.
Yeah, again, this has to do with the whole idea that this might be the final Doctor Who serial ever made.
It could have been.
So they just cut that off.
It could have been.
That's what I'm saying. They specifically cut that off to leave it open-ended because they didn't know if they were going to have jobs in the next couple of months.
So that footage doesn't exist anymore, and now does the Blackpool tourism industry thanks to the coronavirus.
Oh my god. Fuck.
What, too soon?
Well, I mean, it is Blackpool. It could be the tourism could be down because it's Blackpool.
Cat.
Oh.
No.
So,
close to the bone.
Revelation of the Daleks' final thoughts?
Yeah, who'd like to go first?
Well, you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really wasn't quite sure what to make of this at first, but I actually really enjoyed it. Again, I don't know if you can call it a good, objectively good Doctor Who serial, but it's pretty entertaining. There are some very interesting bits in it. Davros is an excellent villain. Kara is a good, treacherous villain to counterbalance him, although she gets her comeuppance in the end. And the real highlights for me are, of course, all CD and Bostock. I love the idea of these two assassins, but they're also honourable. They're like intergalactic knights. The idea that he kills and then gives the fee to charity because he hates killing. That's a really interesting character. I don't know if he needs his own Big Finish series or not, but it's a really interesting character. Great performance by William Gaughan, and I can't remember who played... Oh, John Ogwen. John Ogwen played Bostock. Great performance by those two. Great performance by Terry Malloy. What drags it down are Tassenbecker and Joe Bell. Joe Bell's a creep, and I understand the need to have characters like this, but he's just a creep, and it's a good actor playing him, but no, he's just... When he's off the screen, the quality of the story drastically goes up. And of course the DJ. Now, I understand that they wanted to have like dark, serious tone juxtaposed with the goofy DJ. I just wish it was a better character than the DJ. And also, I'm not an Alexei Sale fan. And also, part 1 doesn't have much Colin Baker in it, but that's quite an interesting choice to basically set up the scene and then have the Doctor do his thing. Although Orsini says today, not the Doctor. Perry's good. It's not bad. It's certainly not the worst Colin Baker serial I've seen.
Yeah, I can echo that, especially thanks shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, this story is good. It's a good Colin Baker story, I'd say. It's interesting that Sayward thinks this is his best crack, because thinking on it, yeah, there's a lot to like here. I can see why I'd like it. There are definitely a lot of moving parts and a lot of slow setup, taking advantage of the fact that it's 2 5-minute. Part 1, setting up players, machinations and whatnot, and part 2 is smashing the toys together and up. A fine structure. It could have used a little more Colin Baker maybe in part 1, and Terry has some unfortunate handling, but other than that, I was fond of rewatching this, and I like the DJ. He's just obnoxious enough, but also just weird enough to work, and the rock and roll gun is a charming, lovely thing. I dig it.
Oh, I love the rock and roll gun.
Yeah, okay. But also, the dark edge to it is really just makes you go, oh, shit. I mean, I know that kind of shit got the show in trouble in the Colin Baker era in a lot of ways. Removed from that 35 years later, you can just look at it and go, oh, wow, that's interesting how they push the edge like that. So, it's a decent Colin Baker, worth a shot. Like you said, you could do a lot worse when it comes to Colin Baker's story.
A lot worse.
So, Kat, what did you think of another adventure with Coat Man?
Oh, I am always down for another adventure with Colin Baker. You know that. it's like hell. I'll even watch the Twin Dilemma for once to actually get more Colin Baker. But yeah, this was a really fun series of episodes. I obviously it's the Daleks again, and we can all say we're sick of the Daleks, but I'm sure back then it was a little less ham-fisted in. But yeah, Davros is always great. I love Orsini and his squire and the way that they do everything. I like the side characters, except for him, the simp, the one who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Mostly because I can't remember his name now. But yeah, obviously there were some problems with the episode. Old series Doctor Who usually has these common problems where, the whole shaming Perry thing, but it's one of those things I could look past, and I could say that I would freely enjoy watching this episode again. Definitely.
Huh. I'm glad I could provide a hit of sorts to the group. So that leaves Rainiac in the hot seat for picking our next.
It's my turn, isn't it, again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, our next whatever we're going to cover.
Well, I'm not going to keep in suspense at all. So next time on Doctor Who Reviews, Sylvester McCoy stars in The Happiness Patrol.
Seriously?
Boy.
Yeah, seriously. I know I said I don't like this one. This is your chance to change my mind.
Oh, I'm so happy now.
This is my change my mind meme moment.
Oh, we absolutely will not change your mind. The Candyman is pure garbage.
I don't think this is
garbage.
particularly good. The first time I saw it, I haven't seen it in years.
Hey, Rainiac, remember how you were saying Doctor Who didn't get political until the Jodie Whittaker years?
Yeah.
Laughs and Happiness Patrol?
I deliberately didn't bring this up to keep this as a surprise.
Oh, well,
This is also me knowing that you were going to pick it at some point and getting my shot in first.
I mean, I don't know if I would have picked it. I will certainly enjoy it.
Well, to be fair, I almost picked it, but
I'm picking my poison. I'm picking my poison
It's
before you pick it for me.
It's ironic considering that Twitter this weekend was all talking about how Gillian Anderson was cast as Mrs. Thatcher in The Crown.
It's also topical. Yeah, I didn't actually do it because of that. It's just an amazing coincidence, but it works.
That's an amazing coincidence.
It's actually funny. I just watched The Crown last night with her in it.
Oh, shit!
Is she amazing? Because she's an amazing actress.
Without knowing that much about Margaret Thatcher, it's hard to say. I would need to see a little bit more of Thatcher to know how on point she is.
Well,
But
you say that, but it's Margaret Thatcher.
Let's put it this way. I can see why most of the British public did not like her.
I mean, it was a 50-50 split. Some people really admire her, and some people think that they should pee on her grave.
By the way, I can see why.
You know what my favorite Margaret Thatcher moment is? When she gets tricked into talking to a parrot on the telephone.
Oh, no.
You know exactly what I'm going for.
That did not need to be the end of a Bond film.
Either way, I will say this. I wasn't paying that much attention to her, simply because they also introduced Diana into this series. So,
Oh, yes, in a tree costume.
Oh, hot damn.
Yeah, that
And this
Diana,
is why they
by
say
the
The
way.
Crown is not historically accurate. It's a work of fiction.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, either way, I'm excited for next week. This will be fun.
Yeah, as I said, this is me picking my poison before you pick it for me.
Well, speaking of poison warning, we may get political discussing the episode that takes the piss out of Margaret Thatcher. So
How dare
There
we?
may
How
be
dare we
just
get political?
there may be just a little bit of politics involved.
Oh no,
Oh no, how
that
horrible.
thing that we're not allowed to talk about because it's Doctor Who.
Politics, you say, and my Doctor Who? Get out of here.
Well, let's say goodnight, Rainiac.
Well, hang on. We got to
Good
show
night,
a few
Rainiac.
things first.
Oh, there we got.
Yes, it's
Oh,
time
wait,
for plugging.
I know-
It's time for
wait,
plugging.
I know
So
what we got. I know what we got.
no,
Do we have Back to the 11th Hour by Kristen Actira available now on Amazon.com?
No, I'm talking over it. No, screw you.
Look, it's already pinned to our Twitter.
Yeah,
I think
we've
we're
done
done.
enough shelling for Krista. I think she understands.
Okay. I just wanted to make that joke.
I
Okay,
think she's cool with it at this point.
All right.
She thanked us very much for the shout out.
All right, and thank you for the money, Krista. I mean, we're going to make sure to spend that wisely.
I love how you made that joke and not Jerry.
Who do you think is letting him do this all the time? I mean, what? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well done.
Brainiac, plug the things.
Yeah, okay. So we can be found at Reviews Doctor if you want to drop us a line, talk about the show, suggest a story that we could do in the future, or even a topic, because of course we did the Weeping Angels, a topic we could broach for the future. If you want to, again, do all that and more, we have an email account at goexterminateyourself@gmail.com, and if you want to also maybe, I don't know, appear as a special guest down the line, if you are like really into this and you're an expert, please drop us a line.
Yes, Mike, we know.
We love you. We love you.
That was the equivalent of a subtweet. God damn it, Kat. Individual Twitters then, at Reniac the Maniac, at FreezingInferno, and at Concave Usurper. And all that remains to say thank you to Freezing Inferno and Kat for talking about a rather enjoyable time, actually, with Revelation of the Daleks. Thank you to you, the audience, for listening to us talk about Revelation of the Daleks. And join us next time where I rip my hair out live on camera and we review the Happiness Patrol.
Who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, and drown a motherfucker in Pepto-Bismol?
You were waiting for the right moment to use that, weren't you? God damn it.
Of course I was. Would you believe that just came to me just now?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
And now Nash is on 10%. Good night, everybody. Until next time. Bye for now.
Bye.
Yeah.
And Grigory is basically Spock.
Spock?
Because he even says,
with a
I'm
drinking
a
problem.
doctor, I'm not a magician.
That's
not
Dr.
Spock.
McCoy.
It's McCoy.
We'll cut this bit out. Bollocks.
Blooper reel.
Blooper.
And Grigory is basically McCoy from Star Trek.
Oh.
Not Spock.
Blooper reel.
I'm trying to fix my blunder.
3,
No.
2, 1. Cat. Before we start again, you know much about Mega Man X?
I know enough, yeah.
Mike just sent me.
Oh no, what, Mike?
Tuxedo Zero!
Well, you know, that's the perfect name for him because it's just how much Tuxedo Mask actually does.
Thanks,
Okay.
I hate it.
I love it. Okay, Brain, count in to make your gag again.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Also, I'm putting that in the blooper reel. Congratulations,
Hi, Mike.
Mike,
You made it
you're
on the
famous.
show.